Right, good morning everybody. Welcome to Total Fitness Wednesday. And today's routine is called the wheel. Use what's called the wheel template, the circuit. Unfortunately, Michael McIntyre not involved in this. But you will need a kettlebell, moderate to heavy, and 2 light dumbbells. I mean light, nothing too heavy. Okay. Right, let's get warmed up and I'll go through all the details for you. Okay, let's jump into the top room. Get stretched. Hey. many of these wheels to do. Okay, so you've got your hub exercise, which is a sort of lower intensity exercise that you start with 30 seconds and you return to that after each of your spoke exercises, which are a little bit more higher intensity. However, that hub exercise does grind you down. You're repeating the same movement every other 30 seconds. Okay, you've got 4 spoke exercises that you do in between, sandwiched in between all those. One body weight, one kettlebell, one burpee variation, and one core exercise. Okay, and we're going to go twice round. So basically it's 16 sets of 30 seconds. A little rest and then on to the next one. So you won't need to time it anyway, so just follow me. So let me explain the first one. Your hub exercise is the one you start with and return to after each of the spoke exercises is this, T-runners. This can be done with no weight at all. It starts becoming a lot more difficult when you add weight, and you won't need to add a lot. So, arms up, palms down. And you're just jogging lightly on the spot, trying to keep those shoulders up there, arms up there, okay? It does wear you down, particularly do a lot of shoulder work early on in the week. It's very telling when you come to do this. So 30 seconds, nice and straight, keep them up as much as you can. You can always drop the weight and have the weight of your own arms and it'll still work. Right, exercise 1, that's your body weight exercise, calisthenic exercise. The first one's going to be lateral bows. So I'm going to load this left leg, okay, little bend, then push and land on the right. Okay, lateral bow there. Okay, but you're a 2-man, you can adapt it to suit. Okay, whatever you need to do. Next one, again, every time, don't forget you return into those T-runners. Your next one is kettlebell swings, no frills, just regular kettlebell swings. Kettlebells out there, okay. Engage the lats, yeah, arms in, arms exposed, pull it through, and there it stays through that thigh triangle. You're hinging and powering through the hips. Okay? And then you go back to your T-runners. Okay, then you've got your burpee variation, which on the first circuit, let me remind myself, is a burpee with a double prone jack. So I'm going into my burpee. Okay? And then 1, 2 prone jacks, up, and then down again. Okay? And the last one. Hey there, good morning, Robin. Your last one is your ab variation, and on this one, that is loaded overhead sit-ups. So you keep your dumbbells for this one in your hand, arms out there, feet flat if you can, up you go, arms extend as you sit up. Okay, so you're not going to be here, don't be there. So your arms are always facing straight up you go, down you go, keep control. Again, you don't need weight, you can put the weights down, see how you go. Okay, so that's your 4 exercises with those T-runners sandwiched in between. Okay, they do get tough, but it is sumo, only 16 sets. Okay? Right. So, you literally going more or less one to the other. You've got just a few seconds, okay, to change the exercises. Okay, so T-runners coming in first. Here we go, T-runners. 3, nasty.
Pointed.
Right, okay. So, moving on then. So this time, your second wheel, your hub exercise, again it's like dumbbells. So this time rather than holding them up, we've got multiple movements. Not too bad, not as bad as the T movers anyway. So loaded jacks. Again, you can just do normal jacks though, if you prefer. Unloaded, yeah? Then dumbbells. So again, our shoulders are going to kick in. Legs, calves. Okay. Your body weight exercise this side. Okay. Broad jump and back pedal. You're going to load the hips. Jump. Okay. And then either little shuffle back or do a little triple jump. Jump. Okay, back 3 little jumps back. So that's your body weight one. Your kettlebell exercise is a hanging high pull. So like you're going to do a swing, but instead of going out, you come up there, nice and high, just up to the face. Pull, pull. That's your kettlebell exercise. Your burpee variation. Rocket jump burpee. So, come in. There. From there, from your feet, you're going to reach, really jump and reach as high as you can. Okay? From there. Big jump. Okay? And then your ab variation. This side is leg raises, no frills. Just work on good form. Okay, brace the core, head and shoulders up. Squeeze the glutes, legs together. Nice and straight and controlled. 30 seconds. Try not to laugh. Okay? What I'm better off doing is doing them bent like this. Then as you get better, you get straighter and straighter and straighter. Okay. Right. Right. Loading jumps this time now. Let's get started. Here we go. 3, 2.
Cut the mid-range, push the bass.
Okay. Broad jump. Back pedal. 1, 2, 3. Close. Up. 2, 3.
This is an emergency.
Feet to hands. Up. small mirror and down. Loaded bunny hops. Okay, so really the best way to start bunny hops is like skipping. Okay? Keep everything soft. Okay, soften the knees, soften the ankles. Just a little side to side. Keep your arms soft as well. Okay, you're going to be locked. Everything's soft. What you're trying to do it quietly. Okay? Okay? If you need to drop dumbbells, just do it with that. Anything else fine as well. Just a little hop side to side. Okay? Any knee issues or joint issues, perhaps some side steps. Okay, whatever suits. Your first one is body exercise, scorpion push-up. So you're really lifting that leg from the glute right over. Push, like a scorpion's tail. Push. Okay? Scorpion press-ups is your body weight exercise. Kettlebell exercise. Deadlift, or optional, plyo deadlift. Okay, if you're doing plyo deadlift, it'll be marginally lighter than what you normally do, yeah? So, between the heels, close the armpits, brace the knees from that heel level. Little jump, back in soft. Don't do this. And then back in. You're in the next one as you land. Land. Okay? This time, your burpee variation is murder burpees. These are tough. You haven't got a bit of choice again though. So burpee, up, lunge, plyo, back, okay? Or just burpee, steady lunge, okay? And the last one, abs. This time it's cycle crunches. Slow and controlled. Squeeze the knee, squeeze the abs. Knee to elbow, knee to elbow. Not this. That's not it. This is it. Clear difference, right? Okay? You want to look smooth, fluid, and graceful. Okay? Right. Right. Right there, loaded bunny hop. 3, 2.
Back to hip hop, on swing and hop stop. Push the tempo, but don't hurry it. Treat the bass like I'm just bury it. Let it go on the canvas. And if you really shit, then let's wear it. Come the rhythm that I can rhyme to. House get raw.
Get yourself back!
One swing and hop stop. Push the tempo, but don't hurry it. Treat the bass like a bone just bury it. Lift on, I can't look back. And if you bring the shit down, let's go. Come the rhythm, the hop around you.
the neural pathways again. As you do an isometric hold for 10 seconds, and then out, and then back. Just 10 reps on each, but it's going to really focus and reconnect the mind and body. So the dumbbells, okay? I would say a little bit heavier than what you perhaps use. But you might get away with it. I'm using the same. So it's more about mind muscle connection than anything else. So for our first one, push. We're going to do overhead press. We're going to hold at the hardest point, 90 degrees, see? Not like this, not like that, not like this, not like that. There. So I can draw a perfect line. Yeah, right angles. Then on the count of 10, push, connect to the top, back, hold 10 seconds for 10 reps. So whatever you think you can do with that. Okay? So the top for 3 seconds, there for 10 seconds. For 10 reps. Then we're going to do pull. Same principle, but you can row a lot heavier than what you can press it with your head. So you're going to have a much heavier kettlebell. You're going to go down, squeeze the belly button for 10 seconds. Down, 3, 2, 1. Squeeze for 10. That's hard, you've got to hinge. Engage the glutes, sit back, connect the quads and abs, okay? So with your knees bent and your hips up, okay? For that perfect hinge. And engage the glute, keep your toe and your knee in line, okay? You don't want them like this, okay? That's what we want, okay? We're going to practice both of those. Just 10 reps, okay? Right. Look, it's not the hardest finisher. It's a lot harder finisher than this, but it does. It gets that neural control. It's always worth doing it. You can apply this method to any exercise you like. Hold the hardest point. Out for 3 seconds, back in for 10. It's a great little high intensity method. Right. Bear with me. You set the time. Okay, yeah, you ready? So overhead, push first. Think about the angles. Nice, stand tall, spine straight. Cement yourself to the ground. Knees out. Even when you're overhead pressing, it all helps. Here we go. So 3, 2, hold. World. We've got Tom Mobility coming right in 2 minutes. And this day out of the Dolphins is lovely. But a work through the spine. Your whole nervous system will reset. Just 30 minutes. Well worth tuning in. If not now, at some point. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for subscribing and see you either in 2 minutes or tomorrow or both. See you soon. Thank you and well done.